From fans literally trying to blind players to teams cheating with witchcraft, I have investigated football cheating since 2000, and here's what I found. Starting with Rivaldo's Oscar-worthy dive in the 2002 World Cup. Many remember the 2002 World Cup for Ronaldo Nazario's exploits, highlighted by his 8 goals, which helped Brazil win their 5th World Cup title. But there was one nasty cheating incident that people seem to have forgotten about. It all happened in their opening game in Group C against Turkey, where even though Brazil was 2-1 in front, Rivaldo thought it was his golden opportunity to audition for a role in Hollywood. You see, Brazil had won a corner kick, so Turkey's fullback Hakan Ünsal launched the ball towards Rivaldo, who quickly clutched his face and fell to the ground as he cried in agony. This got Hakan red-carded, and Brazil went on to twist. After FIFA reviewed the tapes, they discovered that the ball didn't hit Rivaldo's face, but his thigh, so he got fined for unsportsmanlike play acting. On top of that, Rivaldo was dragged by fans and critics, and to date, this legacy was stained, but nothing tainted the image of Italian football like the Calciopoli scandal. Italy's national team may have been on cloud 9 after winning the World Cup in 2006, but things weren't all rosy at home. Back then, Italian authorities, upon investigation, found that certain clubs chose special referees for their matches. These referees would rig the games in their favor, basically cheating their way to victory. But the most surprising aspect of the whole scandal was the people involved in it. You see, during the investigation, calls were intercepted between managers and football officials associated with Juventus, Fiorentina, AC Milan, and Lazio. As a result, Juventus was stripped of their 2004 to 2005 Serie A title and relegated to Serie B, while also getting a 9-point deduction. AC Milan, Fiorentina, and Lazio all had points deducted, including some other punishments. And just like that, Italian football found itself in a hot mess. But the Calciopoli scandal is not the only scandal with an Italian mark in this video. As we all remember clearly, in the 2006 World Cup final, Zinedine Zidane single-handedly carried France to the final, where they faced Italy. Zizou had put France in front from the penalty spot, but Marco Materazzi responded with a header to force the game to extra time. However, before penalties, something shocking happened. In the 110th minute, Captain Zizou headbutted Materazzi for seemingly no reason. The outcome? He was sent off, and France went on to lose the final to Italy. Plus, it turned out it was Zizou's last action on the pitch, as he retired soon after. But while everyone wondered why he did that at such a huge moment, he later revealed that Italy's Materazzi had triggered him by insulting his sister. Mind you, many believed with Zidane on the pitch, Italy would have been toast. That's why Materazzi cooked up a plan to kick him out. However, Materazzi has since defended himself, saying, "You know the NBA? Trash talking? My trash talking was nothing. He offered me his shirt at the end of the game. I said no, I'd prefer your sister." Whether this was a cheating move by Italy and Materazzi is still up for debate. But fast forward to 2015, Augsburg's goalie Marwin Hitz's clever way to cheat was as clear as day. Facing a penalty from Köln's Anthony Modeste, Hitz did something that shocked everyone. He sank his studs into the penalty spot, sabotaging it as a result. No one suspected a thing, and Modeste evidence. It's a little bit trickier when witchcraft is involved, like what happened in Africa in 2016. It all went down during a showdown between Mukura Victory Sports and Rayon Sports in the Rwanda League. Rayon Sports were trailing Mukura Victory Sports 1-0, but with roughly 5 minutes left on the clock, Rayon Sports tried mounting a comeback, yet somehow they just couldn't find the back of the net. But after their striker, Musa Kamara, hit the post, he dug up something from near the post and ran towards his team's bench as Victory Sports players chased after him. Kamara got a yellow card for his troubles, but here's where things got even crazier, because Kamara scored the leveler soon after. The incident proved that MVS was using witchcraft to gain an advantage, forcing Rwanda football authorities to ban the use of voodoo in football. Moving on, my investigations took me from East Central Africa to West Africa, where I uncovered a massive age cheating scandal in Nigeria. But first, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification. Here's the thing, age cheating in youth competitions was super common worldwide, but with magnetic resonance imaging, aka MRI, becoming more commonplace in football, it has been curbed to some extent. With that being said, what happened to Nigeria's under-17 national team in 2016 will leave you speechless. ridiculous. You see, 9 out of the first 11 players billed to perform at the African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Niger were found to be age cheats by MRI scan. They were kicked out of camp and the players were replaced by the true under-17 players. And guess what, guys? They did not qualify for the tournament. After this cheating scandal, I headed to Vietnam in 2017. No lie. What happened in Vietnam in 2017 will not only shock you, but leave you scratching your head in puzzlement. It all popped off in a game between Vietnamese league sides Ho Chi Minh City and Long An. Both sides were level with only a few minutes left on the clock. Long An's goalkeeper caught a long ball from across from Ho Chi Minh City. To his horror, the referee gave a penalty, claiming a Ho Chi Minh City player had been fouled in the box. Video replays showed it was a shoulder-to-shoulder contact and shouldn't have warranted a penalty. But what happened next left everyone in stitches. Long An's goalie, in protest, refused to dive for the ball. Other players in protest stood like statues as Ho Chi Minh City players scored 2 more goals. The goalie even did a forward roll at one point. But here's where things got even more bizarre. Some of Long An's players, coaches, and even club owners were handed 2 to 3 year bans for causing damage to Vietnamese football. The referee who was responsible for all the commotion was never investigated nor punished. But what Lucas Paquetá was caught doing in 2022 could potentially end his career. While Lucas Paquetá's screw-up isn't necessarily like those of the others on this list, it's still considered cheating nonetheless. The midfielder was alleged to have been getting booked on purpose just so that he could influence betting outcomes. According to investigators, it all started back in November 2022 against Leicester in the Premier League, where Paquetá allegedly got a yellow on purpose. He then did it again on 3 other occasions. City were on the verge of signing him before this scandal broke out, but they have since put a hold on an £85 million transfer, although Paquetá has since declared his innocence. At the moment, the issue is still under investigation, but if he gets found guilty, he could face a lengthy ban from football. But while Lucas Paquetá was busy trying to get yellow carded, Senegalese fans tried to blind Mohamed Salah. Although Egyptian fans are usually the biggest culprits when it comes to firing laser beams at players on the pitch, in this case, their team was on the receiving end of it. Talk about karma. It all happened in a second leg game between Egypt and Senegal in the World Cup qualifiers. There was a lot at stake. The winner would snatch a ticket to the 2022 World Cup finals. Both teams no lasers and scored his spot kick, allowing Senegal to book a place in the World Cup finals. But many felt Senegal cheated their way to victory, and it looked like FIFA agreed because they were fined and forced to play one fixture behind closed doors. But while fans are sometimes so passionate that they try to influence the game from the stands, they certainly had nothing to do with what Neymar did in 2022. You see, Neymar is no stranger to flopping around just to get his opponents booked or get the upper hand, but there was one he did that was so obvious. The rare be the last time he was caught cheating, but Paul Pogba's cheating could spell the end of his professional career. Paul Pogba was one of the best players of his generation. He won many trophies, including the World Cup, but he soon hit a rough patch with. But then, to make matters worse, he got himself caught up in a doping scandal. It is alleged that he used a banned substance to gain an advantage. This was uncovered in August 2023 after his blood sample was randomly tested, only to come back positive for abnormal levels of testosterone. After another test was done, it confirmed the first test, and as a result, Italian authorities banned him for 4 years. However, he has since come out to say he didn't intend to cheat, and his positive result was from a medication he received. Next up is the GOAT of football, except Messi wasn't caught doping, he was just trying to be slick. On August 7, 2023, Messi's Inter Miami faced FC Dallas in the League Cup. Inter Miami were on the verge of getting knocked out as they trailed FC Dallas with a few minutes left on the clock. Messi won a free kick close to the box, but then, with the referee's back turned away from him, he proceeded to move the ball 5 times to the left until it was right at the perfect angle for the kick. He scored the free kick, drawing his team level. FC Dallas were ultimately eliminated on penalties, and the icing on the cake, Messi won the League Cup for Inter Miami. How the most? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this.